Chicago Bulls get a much needed victory against the Washington Wizards tonight when they take on a team that's missing a lot of their important pieces. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform that we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this content and tea's fresh, man. The tea's fresh. Listen, the drip god is in the building. What the Bulls are taking on the Washington Wizards tonight, man. And this is a game where the Bulls don't want to overlook the opponent that's in front of them. The Bulls have not earned the right to overlook anybody, regardless of where they're facing them. Yes, they're coming into the United Center. And I think ultimately the Bulls just got to be prepared to really fight in this one, right? The Washington Wizards are a team that they're going to be missing a lot of their players. Jordan Poole is still he's questionable right now. They haven't made a decision on him for sure yet. But Kyle Kuzma, Landry Shamet, Eugene Omoruyi, who Vooch cooked last game, Tyus Jones, all out in this game. We'll see what ends up happening with Jordan Poole, but the Bulls got to be locked in themselves in this game. You cannot overlook. I know they only got 13 wins on the season, but that does not matter at all. They have to be locked in and prepared to get this dub today, period. So, let's hope what happens on that. The Bulls just understand the seriousness of the moment. You have to come in here in this game and you have to be prepared and locked in. And the Bulls are going to have to, I would say I would want them to put their imprint on the game defensively first, right? Make a huge impact on the game defensively. Get that done. Make sure that the Wizards know that, hey, you're not coming to play tonight. In the offense, the Wizards are a terrible defense. They're the worst defense in the NBA. You can get going offensively against the Washington Wizards. You want to make sure that you snuff this team out defensively. And if you don't do it, it's going to be tough. You got to do that. You got to lock in and you got to prepare. And if the Bulls aren't going to be prepared defensively, especially not if Billy Donovan does not have the Chicago Bulls ready defensively tonight against the Washington Wizards, it's going to be some big problems. It's going to be some big problems with this team. They're 34-37 right now, the Chicago Bulls. I know Alex Caruso's day-to-day right now. Julian Phillips is still out. I don't care about none of that. This is the Washington Wizards. You got to be prepared in this team. And this is a team where, the talent level, we'll talk about, right? But your coaching should have you in a position to where you're ready and able to take advantage of this team. And if it doesn't, that's bad. It's terrible in a lot of ways, right? So you have to be prepared for that. And I hope that the Chicago Bulls are. We're going to need big performances from our players in this game, especially the bench as well. Look at Dalen Terry to get another opportunity. This should be one of those games where I really want to see the young players get in there off the bench and play most of the fourth quarter, right? And that's what you want to see. But to do that, Kobe, Ayo, DeMar, Vooch, Alex Caruso, these players have to be locked in. We got to play together as a team. We got to communicate on the defensive side of the ball. We cannot allow the Golden State Warriors to get back in this game with simple pick and rolls, things like that. That's what teams, when they're missing some of their best players, they simplify the game. And they get to either just pushing the pace, trying to rebound the ball, or simple pick and roll offense. And that is unfortunately where the Chicago Bulls falter at so much is simple pick and roll defense. We can't allow that to happen today. We can't allow that to happen. We got to be locked in today if we really want to have a chance against this team. And this, it also creates some of that separation between them and the Atlanta Hawks, who are right on their heels. The Hawks are playing the Boston Celtics today, though. That's a team that we just played. The Boston Celtics are the best team in the league right now per record. So, let's hope that the Bulls can create a little bit more of that separation, right? We know the Bulls are kind of locked into that ninth seed in a way, right? We're 2.5 games above the Atlanta Hawks right now, but there's 11 games left on the season. There's more than enough time for the Hawks to technically catch up to the Chicago Bulls, and they're going to need to win every single game remaining to make sure that doesn't. They don't need to win every single game. They need to win and play hard in every single game to really give themselves the best chance at maintaining that ninth seed. Not really too worried about the Bulls moving up at this point to the 8th seed or 7th seed. Not too worried about that. Just at this point, keep your footing, keep your seating where you are right now, and just play hard to end the season and give the fans something to be proud of. Those fans that are coming in the United Center to come and see you play, give them something to be proud of when they come there. When they spend that hard-earned money, give the fans that credit, give them that respect to come in there and play tough. That's really what I want to see from the Bulls tonight. And we know that the Bulls are capable of doing that. We've all seen it. We know that they're capable of doing it. Let's just hope that it continues, right? Jordan K says, "Where can I find this? Is actually an exclusive, so I can't give you the link to this one. You know I would. This is actually an exclusive, so I can't. When it's available publicly, I'll be the first to post about it. This is something I got early. But once it's released, I'll make sure that everybody gets the link. This it's literally one of my favorite Bull shirts now. Like it's dope. I love how they put the 23. They got the 23 and the 45 on it. The 45's over here. I love how they got both of them on there. I love how they got both of them on there. What's up, everyone? What's going on, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights? Glad to have you in the building, brother. Showtime, C Red, Io and Kobe going for 25 and 8. You heard it here first. Every time y'all get to making guarantees, it don't happen. It pisses me off when Billy on his ass. When Billy's on his ass, Billy always coaches from his ass. I wish I was there to hear the crowd cheer for Woo. If he does play tonight's game, that would have been epic. But my bro's going to the game tonight. Well, hopefully your brothers. Do you have season tickets, Sydney? Been meaning to ask you that. Do you have season tickets? Because you're always there. What's good, Haize? Question: Do you who do you think the MVP should go to? I mean, my opinion. I know this isn't going to be. It would have been Embiid had he stayed healthy, but why doesn't Shai Gilgeous-Alexander get more credit for being an MVP? I think when you look at what he's done, his team's the number 2 team in the Western Conference right now. He's not only given the offensive numbers, which are great and amazing. He's doing that 2 years in a row, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has also made a step up defensively. That's what we've seen. So, I would love to see Shai get it. Jordan Poole is a go for tonight. Okay, well, Jordan Poole's a go. I don't know if that helps or hurts the Wizards, though. I wish the Bulls played at the same level as a top 5 seed. At least then we wouldn't have to worry about games like this. That's a fact. This will be quite demoralizing for the Bulls if they don't pull this one out. I mean, I wish I could say, like, we've had such bad losses to bad teams this year, man. It's been crazy. I want to see Javonte Green to play. But that's not going to happen. But maybe we will see. I mean, I think the only way we see Javonte Green get in the game is if the Bulls are winning by a blowout. I trust Chicago Bulls to take care of this team. I hope they do not make me look stupid. Hey, you and me both, brother. You and me both. Bet not lose. Real talk. Do not play down to the comp. Ain't you supposed to be at work, Big Kev? And shout out to Big Kev for being in the building. I don't know why I always feel so nervous about these types of games, because I guess we don't know what we're going to get from this team these days. That's a fact. You never, and these days it's been like that for a while. Haize, question for you: if by some miracle AK actually drafts a big man this year, is it possible to have Vooch either be traded or come off the bench? I know he's getting paid, but this dude is regressing. I mean, listen, Vooch even regress is not going to be better than the rookies that we're going to draft. Now, I don't think it's a miracle to say that the Bulls drafted big men. There's a lot of quality big men that are going to be in there right around the lower lottery to right outside the lottery where the Bulls are drafting. So if big man is their thing, if they're focused on positional need rather than best available, there's going to be centers there that still have some good upside. But I think you're going to probably see Vooch still start next season. Maybe that new center can take it over as the season goes on, but I don't think you're going to go into next season with a rookie starting at your center position. So I think that's, especially with this team trying to compete and win. Now, if the focus does change, so the Bulls are like, let's go in development mode, not tank mode, but development mode, meaning we're going to prioritize our young guys. They're going to get the lion's shares of the minutes and the touches because we want to see what we really have in them. And if they do suck, we get to keep our top 10 protected pick. Maybe then you see something like that. But overall, Vooch is still probably going to be the starting center for the Chicago Bulls under any circumstances next season. What it do? The Bulls should win this game. Just get the ball in the post and show effort on the fast break. Completely agree with you. By the way, bro, I know you sent me a DM and I've been crazily busy. I hope you're still off tomorrow. We need to get that episode in. If the Bulls lose tonight, I'm going to be so mad, but we need the 2 Bulls. Let's go. And completely agree with you, Anthony. Totally agree with Seaway. If we lose tonight, beyond demoralizing. I mean, yeah, it just comes down to it. You think Io should be the primary point guard and move? No, Kobe's the point guard. We've seen it. Io's better when he's off ball. Now, yeah, he can do some ball handling. Shout out to the 10 assist games that he had when Io was out. But I think Kobe White's better at the point of attack. He's better at that point guard position. Yes, my dad is season ticket. Okay, all right, that makes sense. Shout out to your family for holding season tickets. Are we Bulls fans too hard on Vooch, or is the criticism towards him justified? 2 rebounds are crazy. I think it's both. Two things can be true at the same time. I do think that the criticism of Vooch does reach some ridiculous levels sometimes, but he still definitely earns it at times as well. I don't think one answer is wholly true more than the other. Nikola Vucevic has not nearly been as bad as some people have made him out to be. His 3-point shooting has been. It's been horrific. Like, we're talking about historically bad 3-point shooting from a person taking the 3-point shot at the volume he's taking it at. But overall, Vooch averaging 18 points per game and almost 11 rebounds on 48% shooting from the field. No, that's not as terrible as what people make it out to be. It's not worse than the NBA. He's also averaging almost 3 offensive rebounds per game, which puts him towards the top of the NBA. Nikola Vucevic isn't nearly as bad as well. He's just not efficient. And I think if you got Vooch to actually stop shooting 3-pointers and just stay in the post, I think we all would have a very different opinion with Vooch, right? It's crazy how bare minimum we are as Bulls fans, and the team barely meets that. We just asked for consistent effort, play with heart, and show pride for the city. Let's get this dub today. Feel you, Vaughn. Shea 100% should win MVP. Made a video about that on my NBA channel. You started an NBA channel and didn't tell. See, Quentin, this is where I got to start questioning our brotherhood, right? Because it wasn't just friends, and we were brothers. And so you started an NBA channel and I don't know nothing about it? Man, what the fuck we talking about? Now I'm about to go leave you 2 thumbs down just for doing that shit to me because I feel like you fake now. Like, you fake. You didn't send me the general NBA channel, me, of all people. You treating me like a regular peasant? All right, bet. I see what we're doing now. Bet. My eyes are open now. I see what it is. Next time I see Quentin, I'm tripping him down a flight of steps. Don't even worry about it. He's going down like a Mary J. Blige song. I'm tripping the shit out that motherfucker. Don't ask me no questions. Don't worry about it. He is getting tripped. It's happening. Oh, I see it. Okay, motherfucker. Bet. Why do you think Billy won't play Javonte a ton? He knows what type of player he is and should trust his ability on the court. He didn't watch the Bulls highlight video on Javonte. Haha, joking. Yeah, I mean, I don't even think Javonte's probably fully healed from that injury either. Yeah, but AK stays drafting 6'7" guard wing combo guys that he's drafted damn near every year. Yeah, but let's not act like it's been that much time. And center hasn't been the biggest need for the Chicago Bulls. Yes, we needed some rim protection off the bench, but even when you look at it, like, center is absolutely a need now. The way that Vooch has shown that it's a need, and especially because you may lose Drummond just because you can't sign him. So we'll see. What it do, fam? Joe Kim Noah in the house. We got this. C-Red. Oh, he's there at the game. Shout out to Joe. I know I could find a lot about Nikola Vucevic, but let's not forget he is still averaging 18 points and almost 11 rebounds. And that's hard to come by, especially when you're talking about big man nowadays. It's fact. That's facts. Do you think the Bulls should let DeMar go in free agency? If so, do we keep Zach? I think the Zach thing is done. I don't think that's the thing. I think they're independent on each other. So I was going to tell you on the video we didn't film yet. All right, Nick. Listen, you almost had me cussing on this show. Put the link in the goddamn chat, bro. Put the link in the chat. God damn it. Listen, it be your own. When they say it be your own people, they really do mean it really do be your own people, bro. Like, how you gonna start a whole NBA channel and not say nothing to me? That's crazy. That's crazy. Every time someone mentions Shay's name, I think they're talking about me. Listen, Shay, I can tell you this right now, bro, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Nobody, and I mean nobody on God's green earth is talking about you. Nobody. It doesn't matter. We're not talking about you. Nobody's. That's my little brother, y'all. I'm just throwing some fun towards him. I promise I'm not just flaming a random supporter. That's Shay. He knows I'm going to give him some jokes. He's getting these jokes. With all the injuries we got this year, limits our potential ceiling. I've seen myself focus more on the development of the guys instead of the final score. We still got to get the win tonight, though. Listen, I agree with you, right? But then you see things like OB playing 6 minutes in a game, right? And then you raise your questions, like, I get it. I just wish Billy Donovan and this team would pick a path, right? You try the 2 timeline things, as did the Golden State Warriors. It didn't work. Now pick one. Put him playing heavy minutes. but him, I guess, is not smart if he's not playing well, especially defensively. He's out there not rebounding, just tipping the ball or not trying to get around the rebounder. But that's not a common thing. That's not common. Nikola Vucevic is usually rebounding the basketball. Let's not act like the 2 rebound game is common for him. It's just not. Vooch usually rebounds the ball at a good rate. I think last I checked, this was like a month or so ago, so the numbers could change. His rebounding rate is still top 15 in the NBA. So let's not act like Vooch is just not out there rebounding. In defense, you didn't bring him to play defense. I hate to tell you guys this. Listen, when the Bulls traded for Nikola Vucevic, they didn't expect him to be a plus defender. And even with him in the starting lineup, we've still had top 10 defenses basically every single year he's been here, except this year. We're top 15 this year, right? So I get what people get at, and there's either really easy things to critique about Nikola Vucevic's game that are still valid criticisms, but I think it kind of get overblown. Like, people start looking at Vooch for him to be something that he wasn't brought here to be. They didn't bring Nikola Vucevic here to be this defender. And even with that said, go and look at the numbers. It'll surprise you. He's still top 12 positional defenders on ball at his position. That's all you can ask for somebody like Vooch. The problem here isn't Vooch's defense. The problem here is that they knew he was a bad defender, and then the way that they fleshed this roster out, they didn't do it in a way to help overcome some of his limitations, and that's where you start seeing him exposed. In pick and roll defense, it's always going to look worst on Vooch. But if you understand how pick and roll defense works, you'll understand that a lot of that at times, not completely, a lot of it's on him too, but a lot of that is on the guards and their inability to pick a lane in pick and roll defense. Like, our awareness in pick and roll is terrible, and it puts the big men in terrible situations. That's not all on them, right? Yeah, last draft we didn't have a pick and had Vooch and Drum already. No wonder they didn't draft a big man. Big then. Yeah, exactly. I swear if I see Javon tonight, there better be a TE at the end. Oh, that's funny. And Javante, that's actually really smart joke there. Really creative. I smell barbecue chicken. Let's hope so. Vooch already ate against this team before. Vooch shooting threes is almost a wasted possession. As bad as Io shot from 3 last year, Vooch historically bad. Per volume 3-point shooter, it's literally some of the worst you'll see from him. Is anyone else YouTube chat function completely crazy tonight? What is happening right now? What's going on with the YouTube chat function? I was trying to get it to your level first. Hey, man, put the link in the. How you gonna get it to my level? First of all, my level ain't shit. But put the damn link in the chat. Let the people support you, bro. Like, what are we talking about? I only like we can't support you if you don't tell us shit, bro. What do you think we're supposed to find it by osmosis? See, that's that light skin shit. Quentin's on that light skin shit. Let me build it. They will come looking ass. Like, what are we doing here, bro? What we doing? I'm going to say it once again. Yes, Nikola Vucevic needs to rebound, but at the end of the day, rebounding is a team thing, not an individual thing. Yeah, but your individual performance on rebound still matters. And as a center and one of the bigger players on the court in that game, having 2 rebounds is unacceptable. I don't think Zach's going anywhere. The way teams were looking at him at the deadline, I don't see a team suddenly getting desperate for him in the offseason, maybe near the next trade deadline minimum. I got to disagree with you there. Yeah, I think you overestimate how teams, when they get eliminated, especially if they strike out early, how desperate they become. And then you got to also look at teams like the Philadelphia 76ers. The Sixers have 3 players under contract next year. 3 players under contract next year. And yeah, they're going to take shots at Paul George. They're going to take shots at OG Anunoby. They're going to take shots at Pascal Siakam. But guess what? If they're left holding the bag, I guarantee you they pivot and take a look at Zach LaVine. I guarantee you they do. It's Daryl Morey, got Daryl Morey written all over it. So, we'll see what happens with that. Understand Nikola Vucevic isn't a top defender, but neither was Carlos Boozer or Pau Gasol. But at the end of the day, they still gave maximum effort. That's all I want. That's kind of bad. And did Carlos Boozer really give maximum effort? Was yelling Joakim Noah maximum effort? See, but that's what I mean by that Bulls team picked a roster that complemented each other. Joakim Noah was able to overcome a lot of the shortcomings of a player like Carlos Boozer. Like having Booz next to Joakim Noah literally made that whole situation a lot better than what it would have looked like had we had, I don't even know, like name a random, but like Vooch now next to Carlos Boozer, right? Barbecue chicken. Vooch has just an issue with drop coverage. Yeah, and he can only play drop coverage. That's just unfortunate. Like, that's part of his limitation. He can only play drop coverage. That's just what it is. Situational awareness is the reason cats have 9 lives. Apparently, Billy and the Reinsdorf have limited lives, so y'all got to live with it. That's hilarious. Hey, man, chill on the light skin shit. We had enough L's with Drake. Hey, listen, no, y'all got to eat all these L's. All of them. Do you guys notice that every DNP Javon Carter hoodie strings gets tighter and tighter? Last game, only his nose was visible through the hoodie strings pulled so tight. That is hilarious. That's actually really fucking funny. That's hilarious. Check your DMs, Brody. On what platform, bro? Like, you got to tell me which platform. I got about 15,000 of them. I know one thing. Quentin ain't sent me the damn link yet. I'm going to drop kick Quentin right in his goddamn throat, bro. Right in his goddamn throat. Go Fish triple double this game. Then we're winning the chip this year. That is hilarious. We're gonna be in the play in. Do you trust Chicago Bulls to beat the Hawks? Though, what are we going to be playing? Who we're going to be playing? I mean, in the first game, yeah, I know that the Bulls can beat the Hawks. Do I think that they will for sure? Can't call it. This is Chicago Bulls, right? We can't necessarily say that. So, Vaughn said Twitter. See, Vaughn sent me a YouTube link. Where's Quentin with the YouTube link? See, I'm just listen. I'm just what I said. I'm just gonna trip Quentin down a flight of steps. That's all that's gonna happen. Side note: any thoughts on the potential blackout caused by the sun on April 8th? Even though, what the hell do I look like to you? Do I look like a demigod to you? I have no idea what's going on with that bullshit. All I know is that there's some shit that the government knows that we don't know. But that's every day. Like, Billy has to make an adjustment and sub him out if the opponents continues they're making baskets doing that. No, because again, that's not going to change by Vooch not being in there. The same thing happened to Andre Drummond. The only reason Andre Drummond doesn't get criticized as much for it is because he also got six rebounds in it. Our pick and roll defense as a team has literally been trash for 3 years. That's a system thing. Thank you. I think it's just my connection tonight. Apparently $300 a month doesn't guarantee decent Wi-Fi. That's crazy. Stop switching whatever you got to do, because when Vooch is out guarding the perimeter, the opponents are purposely shooting threes, knowing there's nobody underneath a rebound. No, that has nothing to do with that. Our it has nothing to do with, like, there we go trying to blame stuff on Vooch that isn't Vooch. Our defense at the 3-point line has nothing to do. It's bad no matter who's in there. That has to do with awareness and communication. Do you see how many? Go and look when Stacey King does his breakdowns where he draws the lines on the court. Very rarely ever will you see it be just because of Nikola Vucevic. It's the awareness, especially in the second defense by the team. So it's switching does play a part in that, but that's not because of Vooch. It's just me, or should we have been running an offense through Vooch to cut him off the whole time, kind of like Jokic since jump? Yes, we've actually played much better with that. Now, here's what I'll say, though, right? To go against my own point, running your offense from the inside out does not help if you're not going to move without the ball. And that's part of the Bulls' problem as well. They don't move without the ball. And so when you do that, if that's how you're going to conduct yourself, then it doesn't matter what you do. Move without the ball. Just move without the ball, right? It doesn't matter who's running the offense. Move without the ball. Y'all, there goes the link to Quentin's the I Got Next podcast. First of all, I'm going to trip you. First of all, that logo's fire. Logo's fire. By the way, Quentin, I need you to redo the NBA Central logo, just the NBA part where it has the logos of all the NBA teams behind it. I need that to change to Hoops. I think I'm going to change the name of the channel to Hoop Central, because we're going to start talking about college basketball too. But I'll talk to you about that outside the way. Listen, I'll take care of you. Philly is going to get the best free agents, leaving a lot of teams in need, so Zach will be valuable. Exactly. Zach is going to be valuable. Dalen Terry was playing like he had energy last game, been playing solid defense, but got to work on that shot. I mean, the thing is, we've seen players that don't have the best shot still be effective. And what Dalen Terry does well, the defense, the rebounding, the getting out in transition, the passing in transition, and the finishing around the rim. Those are 5 skills, even if his shot never turns into a huge threat, that he can still be effective. The problem with Dalen isn't energy. He always plays with energy. It's the focus and decisiveness. That's what made the difference with Dalen Terry in that game against the Boston Celtics. Every time he moved, whether it was with the ball, without the ball, it was decisive, right? And so that's what you want to see Dalen Terry be, is more decisive. The energy, I'm not going to say play with energy. He always plays with energy. Be decisive in how you use that, though. And a lot of times we've seen Dalen Terry kind of put his head down, go to the rim, and he's not really paying attention. Last game against the Boston Celtics, he had his head up. So he understood, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to shift my body this way, get the easy lay in over here, right? Or I'm going to draw this contact. Decisiveness is what's really going to change the game for Dalen Terry and put him in a position where he can be way more impactful. So, Haize, now that you bring up defense and Carlos Boozer, I do remember that Utah team had nothing but defenders like AK-47 and Wesley Matthews, and the center who was pretty good defender himself. Yeah, they were. You just got to you have to build that right into your roster. You have to when you're building a team. That's why I say team construction is important. And I think sometimes we can overlook that because we just look at the result, which is fair, but the way that you build a team is almost as important as the names you have on the team. We tend to think like, oh, get this name, get that name. Very rarely is it about that. It's about getting the right names that fit together, the right players, not even names, the right players that fit together. And while I'm sitting here promoting Quentin's NBA channel, I'm going to go ahead and put the link to our NBA channel, NBA Central, in there. Y'all go ahead and follow that as well. Trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the season over there. But yeah, Hoop Central, I like it. I'm telling you, listen, I be thinking, right? Like, since y'all want to start covering college, and then we have already talked about covering Euro League some over there as well. If we say we're going to be the number one spot for everything basketball related, I think the name NBA Central kind of, I'm thinking, I'm not necessarily changing it for sure. I was going to bring it in the next team meeting, but I think it's something that we may have to start looking at as we continue developing that channel. But wouldn't consistently doing something wrong, something simple, almost by definition, be a coaching problem? Could be for sure. One thing I can say that Terry does that I wish the whole team would do is get out in transition when a turnover is forced. I mean, that was the point of my video today, right? Is that this team wants to play fast. When you look at the makeup that we have on this team, the personnel that we have on this team, this is the construction of a team that wants to and should play with a quicker pace, not run and gun. Run and gun and faster pace are very different things. But we do have the roster that seems like it'd make more sense for us to play with a quicker pace. We have to figure out a way to do that. When we've played with quicker paces, we've moved the ball around more, right? So to do that, though, you got to move without the ball. You got to get out in transition. You got to rebound the ball well, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So I think we have the makeup of a roster that wants to play quicker. I just don't know if Billy Donovan's the right guy to get it out these players. They didn't play with so much more confidence, high key. Then he got a tech, and I'm not talking about Nike. Hey, I mean, it sucks that they gave him a tech for that, because I think his momentum is what, like, had he let go early, he would have busted his ass. Like, it's so weird. Dalen plays with that, just got home from work and let the puppy out of the crate energy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Is DeMar Vooch together are bad defensively? Yeah, that's definitely a part of it, right? That's definitely a part. Do you think Acme will have remotely a good offseason like Ryan Poles? If Acme has the offseason that Ryan Poles has had, we sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. What's the plan with Zoe at this point? I don't really think there is a plan, because you don't know if he's going to be cleared or not yet. It's hard to make a plan when you don't even know if a player is going to be on the court for you. And that's where we're at right now with Lonzo Ball. We don't even know if the guy's going to be able to be on the court. And that's what's most scary about that. I know that he's taken some strides in the right direction, and that's all great. Make no mistake about it. But he's not cleared yet. And I think that that's going to offer its own set of circumstances and issues. So we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. I think, like I've said before, and I've said many times before, is that if Lonzo isn't cleared around the draft, to me, you got to take your opportunity, and in my opinion, you have to file for the career-ending injury exception and see what it's going to be. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I like the comparison of Dalen Terry being a young Io. Right now, he's playing like a rookie Io. Yeah, I mean, and he's not as refined. Rookie Io played 3 years in college, so he came into the league a lot more refined than Dalen Terry, but he's playing in a similar manner, right? He got to tighten some things up, man. Got to tighten some things up. I wish Dalen kept hyping the crowd up even after the tech. Keep the momentum going no matter what. After seeing Chris Dunn bust his ass after dunking and then letting the rim go too fast, Terry, you did the right thing. Yeah, I mean, at that point, you got to take it, right? Bulls are like 6 years old. They don't know how to move without the ball, and they don't talk on defense. It's two things that will really kill the momentum of any team. We went from all bigs to no guards to complete opposite. Small ball ain't for everybody. AC at the 4 leads to 2 offensive rebounds on some possessions. I don't think that's just AC. It definitely plays a part in it as well, but size does matter. Whoa, whoa. Positional size in basketball does matter. There you go. And so you got to, you got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. Even if Lonzo does come back healthy, can they still file a career-ending injury exception? If they are able to, I definitely would, because we need a healthy player, not a semi-healthy player. So you can file it. I don't think you can file it if they've already been cleared. You can file it if they haven't been cleared, and then if they are eventually cleared, as long as they don't play a certain amount of games, you can still use that injury exception. Well, if you use it before, you don't have to pay it back. So I don't think, like, if he's able to be clear, let's say he's clear tomorrow, I don't think they have that option anymore. No, no Diddy on that one. No Diddy. Io. What about Io or AO? Big pause, but it's also because our guards don't box out. That's a true thing as well. Big Kev laughing. No Diddy is wild. No Diddy's wild. B Sam, what's good, fam? Glad to have you in the building, brother. Jiggy Josh is also in the building. Says Chicago to conference final. It's not gonna happen, my boy. Not gonna happen, my boy. Stop. Listen. Stop living in the daydream. We got to come to reality. I love you. We don't want you out here looking crazy. Chicago Bulls aren't going to the conference finals, bro. Come on. Let's be clear here, bro. We don't even know if we're gonna make it out the play-in, much less if we're even gonna hold on to the 9th seed, my guy. No Diddy, the new wave now, huh? No Diddy is the way. First of all, that's the crazy thing is how he's about to get swallowed up by the law. Hey, listen, they finna lock that man up. He's a goner, bro. Do you think the Illini have a chance to make it to the Elite Eight or Final Four? I actually think the Illini have a chance to make it to the final game. I really do think that there's a chance that they do. Have you seen the way the Illini has been playing in this tournament? Like, they can score with anybody in the NCAA. Anybody in the NCAA. Then you add into that the fact that Terrence Shannon Jr. all of a sudden now is like the way that he's making threes. Come on, man. This team has the chance, man. Is Caruso able to request a trade next year? I asked that because I kind of feel like he wants to leave to a contending team. I don't get that advice from him, but I feel like he would want to. I don't get that feeling from Caruso at all. Caruso seems like a player that just wants to be valued, man. He's already got his title. He fought through from the league, so I don't necessarily think that that's the case, but we'll see. We'll see. But I mean, you can ask for a trade at any time. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be a certain amount of time. Hopefully the real Javante plays tonight. I mean, I don't think he's going to play a whole hell of a lot, but we'll see what happens. Fun fact, Illini is playing against my college school on Thursday. I'm conflicted because I don't know who to cheer for. It should be an easy answer. Come on now. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Don't bring that energy in here. They don't want to play fast, but they do want to play fast. When you have DeMar and Vooch, slower players, it doesn't help. Billy should work with the lineup that is a faster paced lineup if he hasn't. Well, I got to disagree with you there. DeMar has adapted his game to where, again, you're not playing run and gun. You're just playing with a quicker pace. And I think DeMar has adapted well in that. He just can't play off ball right now. But I do think if you don't have DeMar, again, I'm not saying that the Bulls should move off DeMar just to play faster. But if he's not here, I do think you see a team that moves considerably or plays considerably faster. Size matters. Are we back on the choke and stroke talk? Wow, we haven't had choke and stroke talk here in a minute. Haize, I know not that many people watch the WNBA as intently and closely as the NBA, but y'all should cover the NBA more in depth. Also, you and Steve-O provide great coverage on Chicago Sky. I mean, listen, bro, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't have time. I'm just gonna be real with you. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. So Chicago Sky, I do go around the W. I have that segment where I go around the W and talk around the WNBA, but my WNBA is always going to be Chicago Sky focused because I just don't have time to do a show based around the whole WNBA. Would it be more successful if I did? Absolutely. I think the Chicago Sky YouTube page only has like 3,000 subscribers or something like that. So that shows you how what the kind of the limit is of that. But I always follow my passions first. And while I love the WNBA, I absolutely love the WNBA. I love their brand of basketball. Especially from an X's and O's standpoint, I just don't have time. I don't have time. Haize, wow, the final game. I think that's a little too much. I hope I'm wrong, but nah. Listen, I don't know, bro. I you call it being a homerism or whatever it is, but I think that I'm not picking them. I'm not saying they should be favorited to win, to go to the final game or anything like that. But I do absolutely think that there's a chance that they can make the final game. I just do. I would love to see a final between them and Tennessee. That would be great for me to be able to see. But listen, Illinois, I know they got to get past Iowa State. If they do, I think they can get past UConn, and we'll see what happens, man. But I do think that that the Illini have a chance to get to the final game. I'm not predicting them to do it. I think they have a chance though. They just don't play fast when getting back on defense. That's a fact. Please tell me Javante's first name isn't secretly Leroy Tay. That would be a hell of a name. No, I think Javante Green's actually his first name is Javante. Haize, which channel do you enjoy more, Bulls or Bears? Both equally. Like, honestly, I'm equally passionate about both teams. I don't have a favorite channel to do. I'll say this though, like you guys know, I started Bull Central for a reason because I can take losses better in the NBA because it's 82 games. I get pissed the hell off by losses by when the Bears have it. So Haize, I have to ask, which team is your favorite between the? No, I don't have a favorite between the two. That's literally they're both right up there. Different sports. They're both right up there for me. I don't have a favorite between the two. I just don't. Now, if you had to ask me which team would I want to see win a title first, I'm going to say the Bears. I never got to see the Bears in my lifetime win a title, so I would pick that first. Starters are out. Kobe White, Io DeSumo, Dalen Terry, Torrey Craig is now in the starting lineup, and Nikola Vucevic. I wonder if that means Caruso's out tonight, or if they're just bringing him off the bench to kind of change some things up. Alex Caruso is a game time decision, but listed as probable. So I don't see any updates since then. Do you think the Caitlin Clark will dominate the NBA next year, or will she get humble real quick? I think her scoring is going to translate. I don't know if she's going to dominate, but she's definitely going to score well. So deflated with the Sky after trading Cobb. And did you say Lena Smith gone too? She was my second. Yeah, she's gone too. Lena Smith's gone. They traded Rebecca Gardner for a couple of second round picks as well. That's going to be a brand new team. Brand new team. Dalen, did I say Dalen Terry? Wow. Did I say Dalen Terry? Really? No, it's not Dalen Terry. Torrey Craig. My bad. Torrey Craig. Kobe White, Io DeSumo, DeMar DeRozan, Torrey Craig, and Nikola Vucevic. Did I say Dalen Terry? Tired. Definitely tired. Born in 98, never got to see the Bears or Bulls win a chip. That's crazy. That's wild. We're pretty much locked in the standings. The best case scenario realistically left for us to jump to the 7th or 8th seed in the play. That's not going to happen. We're going to make the play in, but I don't think that the Bulls are gonna move up. I just don't see it happening. You sure did. Damn, that's crazy. Alex Caruso out tonight. So wait, is one Alex Caruso out? Or are you saying that there are two Alex Carusos out of this game tonight, Anthony? I just want to be clear on what are you trying to say here? So you're saying Alex Caruso is so out that he's out twice, or is there two out? We cloned Alex Caruso, and then that Caruso also got injured. What are we talking about here? I just want to know. Damn, that was more of a letdown than Valentine taking a logo three or Tony Bradley being put in the game and all. That's crazy. I just hope there's a way to get Javon Carter off this team next year. Although he has 2 more years on his contract, the rise of Kobe Bryant in Iowa, I see no purpose of having him. I'd rather have size. We're going to need another guard off the bench, and unfortunately, you got to be realistic, Melvin. I keep telling y'all that we can't just look at somebody who's trash and be like, "Oh, bet somebody's going to take this." Who? Right? The best case scenario for this is there's one or two. Is that if we do make a big trade, Javante Green's included in that trade as like salary cap filler, or that Javante Green, that Jalen Carter just plays better in the second year, which we've seen happen before. We've seen players come to new teams, not play good that first season, and then play much better the second season with those teams. That's the thing that you can hope for. I don't think you're going to really see Javon Carter move from this team. I just don't think you're going to see it. Yeah, most likely we're the ninth or 10th seed. We'd have to lose every game to completely fall out. Yeah, and that's just not really going to happen. You think the Warriors can kick out? You think the Rockets can kick out the Warriors? They're getting real close. Well, if only I didn't have an NBA channel, which I actually talked about that today on the daily episode on there. So go to NBA Central if you want my thoughts on that, because I talked about it today. Shameless plug. There you go. Do you think the Bulls can win the play? The thing with this team is they can do anything. This Bulls team has shown us, I think everybody can say, in fairness, this Bulls team has shown us they have the ability to do just about anything. The biggest question is just will they, right? We know what this team can do. They just don't do it consistently. So yeah, the Bulls can make it out the play-in. I'm not going to give them much credit to do much in the actual playoffs, but they can absolutely make it out the play-in. Will they is the biggest question. Jalen Carter, bro. It's too many J's, bro. Too many J's, man. The Bulls are Philippians 4-13. That's crazy. Playing, yes. Beating Boston 4 times in the series, absolutely not. They will get swallowed up. See, look, Anthony Vargas just be talking. Caruso is available off the bench. See what Anthony Vargas has been in here saying Alex Caruso's out tonight. What are you talking about, bro? Lay off the Mara Jane. Lay off of it, bro. Stop smoking that weed, bro. Or go to the dispensary to get you some clarity, man. I don't know what to tell you, bro. This team is dangerous in win or go home game. We hang with anybody. It's a 7-game series when teams can figure us out and where we'd be in trouble. Yeah, but unfortunately, in a win or go home game, the Bulls also are coached by Billy Donovan. So they win 2 games at most in the playoff series unless we get the Bucks by some miracle. I don't even necessarily give them that either, bro. But I would love to be wrong. I guess we'll see. My problem with Vooch is we know he's a good player and he's not the best defender, but it seems like all effort for him these days with me just frustrates me compared to what Drummond gives. Listen, it's effort with Drummond too. Like I think we romanticize Drummond because he's different than Vooch. He's not necessarily better than Vooch. He's better at the things that Vooch is terrible at. But let's be clear, Drummond is not nearly even the down low scorer that Vooch is. So it's give and takes, man. I almost don't want to win a play-in just to get smashed like we did last time to the Bucks. I completely feel you on that one. Who would they play after the Hawks? Well, after they would play the loser between the 7th and 8th seeds, and then whoever wins that goes into the playoffs as the 8th seed. So 7 and 8 is going to be Miami versus right now. For example, the 7 and 8 game would be Miami Heat versus the Philadelphia 76ers. We play the Atlanta Hawks. If we beat the Hawks, we move on to face the loser between the Miami Heat and the Philadelphia 76ers. If we lose against the Hawks, we're just eliminated. So I'm excited to see Julian Phillips develop. The kid is consistent, and hopefully he puts muscle on this offseason. Is Julian a small forward or a power forward? The answer is yes. In the modern NBA, yes. That's it. You're a forward, right? So he can play either. I think it's dependent upon the rest of the roster, how much he fills out. But I think that Julian Phillips can play either position. Any former Bulls player you can see being good, absolutely, Kirk. I'm really surprised Kurt Heinrich isn't a coach already. I just knew Kurt Heinrich will retire and become a coach right away. At least the start of next year, we won't have to see Javon too much. He'll be helping Santa make gifts. That's crazy. That's crazy. Probably Miami again. That's our luck. Well, I mean, hopefully this time Billy Donovan keeps Kobe White in, right? We would have won that game against the Miami Heat had they had Billy Donovan not pulled Kobe out. He didn't have the faith in Kobe that he does now. So, maybe those things change and help the Bulls go further and go better than what they did last year. That's the hope, right? Well, we'll end up seeing what happens there. But all right, guys, that's it for the pregame show, man. I love you guys, man. We'll be back at halftime. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys go and support as well. Go and support Quentin over there. I'm going to put the link to my NBA channel in the chat again. But be back at halftime. Like I like to end everything on. Go Bulls. Love you guys. See red if you can, y'all.